Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel of evolution. My name is Shuby, and today we are going to talk about the pineal gland. I love this one because I have a lot to learn about it still, but what we do know is a beautiful thing. Scientifically or biologically, it has an incredible importance in our ability to heal, our energy levels, and our circadian rhythm. Spiritually, we see it as a symbol throughout history all around the world. And people like Rene Descartes believed that the pineal gland was the seat of the soul. We see it in the ancient, like the Anunnaki hold onto the pine cone in their hand, which is the pineal gland, and they show it as passing of knowledge. As the gods give knowledge to man. It's like a divine connection from the ether instilled into the intuition of man, so they know life, their purpose. They have clarity of vision. You hear about it in the Bible over and over again, like Jacob's ladder. Jacob laid down and went to sleep, and he had a vision. Well, when he went to sleep, and his vision came to him in his sleep, which is regulated by the pineal gland. Our wake-sleep cycle, our circadian rhythm, our ability to produce serotonin and melatonin relies on the functioning of the pineal gland. We see it in the Sistine Chapel, in Michelangelo's painting, where the background, the very background is in the shape of a brain. And then the foreground has the painting of God having a spark in between and touching man, right? That connection is housed within the brain, within the temples. Our temples are here. Our pineal gland is within. That connection from God to man, that is knowledge and intuition that comes through vision, through sleeping, through dream, in clarity, and it gives us power. It's interesting and incredible to see that connection throughout history. We even see it all over the Vatican. They have pine cones, statues all around. It's even on the top of the Pope's staff, where you see at the very tip is the pine cone, which represents the pineal gland. Passing of knowledge. You see it in Egyptian hieroglyph. You see it in the Mayan and Aztecs. And it's like the same piece somehow spread out throughout the world and connects all of us. So what is it exactly about it that's incredible, that connects us to consciousness, that brings us onto the path of intuition, and it holds our confidence, and it gives us power and energy? And while the scientific truth of the whole thing that we know is that it regulates our circadian rhythm via our sleep-wake cycle, in our ability to get quality sleep, which means to repair and recover, but also to wake us up when it's time to wake up, giving us energy and life. We need a functioning pineal gland for this. We also know that melatonin can be converted into dimethyltryptamine, immunoglobulin A, benzodiazepine, and a whole host of pharmacological substances, and it's all created within our own bodies via the pineal gland and the endocrine system. And it takes melatonin and a simple tweak of oxygen and carbon dioxide, simple tweaks, it can change it through all of these compounds and heal the body and create incredible visualization within the body. It is miraculous. We know that it's tied into our visual cortex, and it is functioning just like an eye. It looks just like an eye. This is why they call it the third eye. It has rods and cones just like the eye. The one thing that really is concerning, though, is that it is not protected by the blood-brain barrier. Most likely because it requires a lot of blood flow. A lot of fluid rushes through and goes through the pineal gland when it is functioning properly. And sadly, because it is not protected by the blood-brain barrier and it needs so much fluid flow through it, it has been targeted and poisoned. You know, whether you want to believe that it's intentional or not, there are substances that calcify it, and once it's calcified, it is completely hindered. And the reason I wanted to create this video today and share it with you guys is because I had heard that an estimated 80% of the population has a calcified and weakened pineal gland. And what you start to see with people with a calcified or weakened pineal gland is, you know, that inability to sleep. You see insomnia as a result because you're constantly seeing light when you're supposed to be sleeping, and your body isn't able to produce melatonin. That's why melatonin is such a huge, you know, product, and why people consume it so much. But it's never as good to consume the substance from the external that you can produce on your own. But you need to cleanse your pineal gland and have it functioning to do so. You know, same thing with your ability to dream. Same thing for your ability to repair while you sleep, to get good sleep. Because if you're sleeping poorly, you don't recover, you don't repair, and then you wake up tired because no work was done. You know, all of these things are backed up, and you need to fix these things. We know that sodium fluoride that they put in our water calcifies the pineal gland. It's also found in our toothpaste. You know, it's a calcifier, right? It calcifies. That's why the whole thing, they say it's great, even though it does damage. That doesn't matter because it makes your teeth stronger. Instead of fixing your diet and finding out why your teeth are weak, let's just blind it. And you know, that's the problem with it is, that's the problem with Western medicine, is we don't care about the damage. We only care about the money, if you will. We know that like our pesticides and heavy metals, they do the same thing. The big problem with the fluoride in our bones is there's a thing called skeletal fluorosis, in which the bones start to swell up, and it looks like they are bigger, but in reality they're extremely brittle and really susceptible to break and injury due to fluoride. But into the pineal gland, we want to decalcify that so we can start to get our energy back, start to reconnect. And whether or not you want this experience with this like divine connection, you should at least want the great energy potential from having good health. And I promise you that if you can detoxify, decalcify, and clean up and get your pineal gland and your endocrine system functioning properly, you will not regret it. Look into things like iodine. Make sure you're getting a good source of iodine because that will decalcify it. You know, try to cut out eating, ingesting any of the other halogens like fluoride and chlorine and bromine, which all not only mess with the pineal gland, but also your thyroid, which is another reason why we're seeing major hypo and hyperthyroidism, and why there's another medication for that. You know, so try to drink purified, clean water, take in some iodine, and then a lot of herbs like cilantro or holy basil will cleanse and start to break this stuff down. I hope you found this informative, and I hope you guys start connecting, because this is the turn in evolution now, today, from this moment forward. We are getting powerful, taking our power back, and becoming the energetic beings we are supposed to be. I love you guys. Peace.